Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Afternoon Tune. I'm your host, Josh, and with me is my co-host.
It's your boy, Chayse.
And we got a packed show today. A lot of guests. Nick.
Hi, everybody.
Vaughn.
Hello.
And Daniel.
What's up?
We brought these guys in. Got two people who are going to give us movie reviews. Daniel's going to give us Tenet, and Vaughn is going to give us New Mutants. Appreciate you guys for coming in.
Oh, no problem.
And got Nick coming in. Apparently, he's a DC fanatic, so we got him coming in talking about all the DC stuff. So that's very much appreciated. So he's gonna, really fully nerd out on us. So that'd be great.
Be my pleasure.
Gonna cover all the things from going on DC, as well as the NBA strike currently going on, and discuss the ongoing developments with that and the all the repercussions from it and the ripple effect of it. Would probably be a better word. All right, so we're just gonna jump right into things. Daniel, let us know about Tenet.
All right, so Tenet. So beyond reading the synopsis, which really doesn't tell you much, or watching the trailer for Tenet, I can just say that it is a complex thriller with the main idea being time as a construct at the core. So we all know that Christopher Nolan, the director of the film, is known for complexity in his movies, Inception with the whole confusing dream within a dream idea, and Interstellar's whole bout on time dilation, spatial anomalies, and relativity. And even in his World War II movie, Dunkirk, representing time kind of interestingly being non-linear in the filming of the movie. So Tenet then kind of takes in elements from the three movies, and you can kind of feel that Christopher Nolan really likes time for some reason. That's just kind of his shtick. And so the concepts from Nolan's recent films kind of all join together, and they can be kind of daunting to an audience, I can imagine. But I would kind of say anybody going to see this movie, just surrender to the fact that you may not know everything coming out of it. It may not completely make sense. And while watching the movie, in the first hour, you're probably going to be quite confused, but just kind of sit through it because it's going to give you the answers to the major plot points. So there's nothing to really worry about there. And I think the reason why there's this kind of slow build-up is Nolan's really just trying to build up on the law that Tenet exists in, the universe that Tenet is in, because as you've seen from the trailer, it's about time and reversing things. There's bullets going back into guns, stuff like that. How does that work? So there's lots of explanation to go into it. And once these laws are in place, it kind of makes sense naturally, and you can kind of say that the movie becomes a little predictable. And then at the same time, the movie is aware of its predictability, and then it switches it up, and you're like, oh, okay, I thought it was going to go there, but it went in that direction instead. All in all, it looks like a really ambitious movie to have done. The stunts are extremely impressive. The cinematography is good in Tenet. It doesn't have that traditional Nolan gigantic kind of sets going on. The music by Ludwig Göransson is also pretty good, but I gotta say it's kinda... I didn't leave it remembering any tunes from it. I left Interstellar thinking bum bum and crazy organs, And same with Inception, that tune is just known by everybody now. I didn't really remember anything from it, but the mixing can be kind of weird at times because especially if you're seeing this in IMAX, explosions and stuff are going to be very loud, and in many Nolan films, someone's wearing a face mask, and you can't see lips, so you're going to rely on subtitles. But apart from that, it was a really enjoyable cinema experience. I gotta say that the acting is also fantastic on the part of Elizabeth Debicki. Robert Pattinson and John David Washington are fantastic to see. Their stunts are just flawless. You can see that they really, really put in a lot of work in the filming of this. So yeah, it's a really exciting film. It's very unique, the premise, and it's definitely worth seeing on the big screen. if you can, depending on your situation, because I'm in the Netherlands and I can do that relatively safely. But
Lucky.
all in all, great experience.
What would you give it, like your own personal rating, like out of 10 or out of 5 stars, or like
better than numbers, because I know everybody in America is going to be wondering this question. Is it worth risking your life?
Yes. Is it better than COVID?
Yeah.
No, it is not worth. No. I'm gonna be very realistic with you, okay? Nothing is is worth your life, okay? Stay at home if you're in a dangerous area. Just stay home. Eventually, you'll see it's not running anywhere. Okay. Luckily, we don't live in the world of Tenet where time can do funny things. So you'll be good. You'll see it eventually.
Okay. I wish we could speed it up potentially.
All right.
Actually, I wish we could speed it up.
Okay.
But yeah, back to the numbers.
Yeah, sure.
Numbers are always difficult with me. I liked it. Out of 10, if I had to, I would go for a strong 8.
Okay. That's pretty good.
That's very solid.
Some reviews I have been reading, it said that it's very humorless. I mean, what's your take on that?
Oh, humor? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that it can be. There's a few moments where you let out a chuckle, but most of the time you're pretty on edge and you're kind of glued to the screen. Yeah.
Well, I don't understand that criticism because I think that's a common thing in a lot of Christopher Nolan's movies. Like, thinking about his entire filmography, I don't think I even more than chuckled during any of his other movies.
I think the only time I've laughed in a Christopher Nolan film was in The Dark Knight when the Joker's walking away from the hospital.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, yep.
But that wasn't even like meant to happen like that. That was just
I was gonna say Joker was pretty funny in that movie. I thought he was hilarious.
Yeah, there's lots of chuckles in Dark Knight.
Yeah, like when he stabbed that guy in the eye with a pencil. That was hilarious.
Yeah,
that was good.
That was fun.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da! It's gone.
that was
One boy's a magician.
yeah. Want to see a magic trick?
Yes. So when you went to the theater, was it pretty, fairly that many people in there, or was it a good amount, or?
Yeah. So in the Netherlands, what's happening at the moment is that you can have a maximum capacity of 100 people in a single theater hall. So 100 people max. And this was also their premiere screening, so only people that had like limitless movie passes were there. But it was 100 people. I think it was sold out. But in between everyone is your 2 seats are free to your left and your right, and the 2 seats in front of you are also free, and the 2 seats behind you are also free. So it's extremely spaced out. Yeah, there's a lot of space going on. So we're still socially distancing while seeing the movie, and so you feel relatively safe. But I gotta say, because it's only 100 people in there. Unfortunately, if you don't get your tickets early enough, you're gonna be like at the front. Yeah, like, but that's just it,
Now, did you see this in IMAX, or did you see it in just like a regular theater screening, or?
I saw it in IMAX.
Oh, IMAX.
I'd probably suggest seeing it. I haven't seen it in a regular screening yet, but IMAX. If I was gonna go out for a Christopher Nolan movie, I'm like IMAX for the experience, right?
Yeah. How would you say this movie ranks in his filmography? I'm not asking you to rank all his films, but as far as compared to maybe his other films, do you think it's pretty on par? Or do you think it's a little bit of a downgrade?
That's an interesting question. I think with his other films that he's made, I can't really say if it's better or it's worse. I think there seems to be a pattern that he goes with, especially when it's a movie about time, because it's kind of like in Interstellar. There's always this jumping that he does that you're like, oh, okay, in the end there's a big revelation. And with this, I'm like, I gotta say, if Christopher Nolan does another movie with time being the main concept, then I'll be like, okay, that's enough. But yeah, I think he's consistent. He's consistent. I think so.
He's consistent. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for him?
Oh, you go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, because this is gonna be like a kind of a big portion of my review. How was like the crowd? Like, did anything bizarre happen during your screening?
Bizarre, like, in what sense? Like, did...
Like,
I can imagine.
like, how was the crowd, or how was, like, did something go wrong with the projector? Like, I'm just curious, like, what your theater experience fully was like.
No, like my theater experience is it's pretty chill. Like, so firstly, you get in there and there's someone from the theater that looks at all the seats and just ensures that we're actually still socially distancing, because sometimes when in booking things can go wrong, and if people book with like 3 people, then it kind of messes up the whole 2-2-2 pattern that they have going on. But apart from that, you go in there, and because in other screenings that I've gone to where the system's messed up, they just ask you like, hey, do you mind just sitting over there, like, because you gotta keep people spaced out. But apart from that, when I saw Tenet, good audience. I mean, everybody was paying attention. We all laughed at the same bits. There were funny bits. There were parts where you chuckled. Like, there's definitely that, and that's really down to Robert Pattinson's part. I think he does a great job delivering the funny lines. But yeah, it was a good cinema experience.
Great.
Okay.
I guess final 2 questions for me would be, do you think that, because some of the complaints people had about Inception was that it was a lot of exposition. Do you think this is too much exposition at times, which bogs down the film?
I think, like I said with this, it requires you to have some patience, because it's going to be setting up a lot of things in the first hour of the film. Now, too much exposition, I'm not really sure how I can, because I think that varies per person with how much is too much. But I think with this, it was just enough time to be like, all right, let's get the story going. It's not just constantly telling me this and that. Like, you get the information, and then the story just goes for it, and then you understand the law of how time works in the world of Tenet. Yeah.
Okay. It sounds to me, the way you're describing it, is that they were trying to show it more so than they told it, and I hope that's the case. Is that the case?
If you see the trailer, especially the last trailer they showed you, I think that's the first trailer where they actually kind of introduce the whole time thing, with him choosing between the 2 bullets, and apart from that, there's no like, going into this movie, you'll have no idea of where this time thing is gonna go. So like, I think that's pretty impressive, because I think right now we kind of live in a society where like trailers just tend to just kind of tell you everything. Like, you see a trailer and you can piece together where, bits are. I think the only smart thing that I saw was, I think for Infinity War, where they just like inserted random people into random parts of the trailer that weren't there in the final movie. Unless we're gonna do that, like, yeah. So I liked going in there blind.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, man.
Hey, I appreciate it.
I have one final question.
All right.
How many face masks were in this movie?
Oh man. Okay, so protagonist is obviously wearing it. So is Robert Pattinson. Everyone's wearing a face mask. Everyone. Because every single person. There will be a scene with 100+ people all wearing face masks. This is the spoiler. I'm sorry. I'll stop there. I'll stop right there.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, he has a problem. This is like Quentin Tarantino with toes all over again.
Well, Well,
Literally every movie is a face mask.
Well, if I may interject, this is would you say this is very stunt-heavy action movie? So the masks are kind of necessary to like hide your actors' faces because they're obviously not doing these stunts.
Okay.
For the most part, yeah, but I'm pretty sure that that Robert Pattinson and John David Washington did a good part of the fighting choreography. But the other stuff, I'm pretty sure they didn't do all the crazy shit. But yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Telling me they can't manipulate time?
Sorry, what was that?
I said you're telling me they can't manipulate time?
Okay, I said too much.
You broke my immersion.
All right. Well, hey man, thanks again, man. I really appreciate you coming on, man.
No, I appreciate you having me. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Take care, man.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, before you go, where can the people find you?
You can find me. Where can you find me? You don't need to find me. I'm alright.
You're good. Okay. Nothing to promote. You're good.
No, there's nothing to promote. I just appreciate being here. I enjoy doing podcasts and things like this. So hey, I love it.
All right, man.
Thanks for coming on.
Man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
If you always want to check us out, we are on all the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. You can always check us out. To all you wonderful people out there listening to this, hope you have a wonderful day. And don't forget to always stay tuned.